We'll be back with another reaction video. Let's get straight into it. If you're not YouTube back with another motherfucking reaction video. If you're not subscribed, make sure subscribe right now, motherfucker. Hit that post on YouTube. We back with another motherfucking reaction video. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe right now. Hit that post notification side. Also live stream on YouTube. So you can watch me react to this motherfucker live. So go back on YouTube and watch it. You feel me? Let's get into it. Teenage killers reacting to a life sentence. Life sentence.
You gutted him like a fish in that apartment too. You were relentless. You stabbed, you stabbed,
Damn.
you stabbed,
Damn.
you stabbed, you stabbed until he was dead.
I didn't mean to kill Oscar. Ashley, I really didn't. I really think I did that. I didn't mean to hurt him.
There's so many people I know that if you told them the facts, they want to break your neck. If this happened to my daughter, or this happened to my granddaughter, you wouldn't be here. I would be charged with a penal law violation of assault or worse.
Threat. Judge or not, that's a threat.
You can confirm that the video that this jury saw is of you throwing your own newborn into a dumpster.
This is Alexis Avila. He's
Ooh.
on trial.
Hey, I've been wanting a baby so bad. Like, I treat my dog like how I get my dog, my nieces, and all that shit. On your own newborn is crazy. I mean, that she just gave birth to that motherfucker and threw it away. Damn. I didn't know a woman could do that. Ah, I fucked up. Me, my bitch, I'd have a baby and she going to labor and she threw that, but oh yeah, it's over. It's rap. Me, that bitch has on the
For child abuse in Hobbs, New Mexico. On a cold
The baby
January
dead?
day in 2022, CCTV cameras captured a lady, later
In 4K? What the fuck?
identified as 18-year-old Alexis Avila, driving to a dumpster and dropping off what appeared to be a black garbage bag. Hours later, 3 dumpster divers go through the same dumpsters, scavenging for goods. At first, they seemed confused upon finding the black garbage bag.
In a garbage bag? What the fuck? Don't hurt under the shit. Dead homies. The bitches in jail don't be here. Ice. What?
Hearing faint cries from inside, they
It's
first
a lie.
suspected it to be a trapped cat. But when one of them opened the bag, it led to a shocking discovery. April Meadow, who was one of the divers, found a newborn child wrapped in a cold, wet towel, whimpering and freezing to death.
Imagine them niggas ain't going that motherfucking dumpster, bro. As they skipped out and went, damn. I be talking shit about dumpster divers. Dumpster diver just saved a life. Oh, God. Props to them. I ain't finna talk shit about y'all no more. Dumpster diver just saved a life. Oh, my soul. That's fucked up. I mean, it was a lie. She put the baby in there alive. She didn't. Damn. I was not attempted murder or something. I ain't hear no attempted murder charge. Like, yeah, it was daytime when she dropped that baby. That baby in there for a minute. It's daytime. It's pitch black. Like, look when she dropped the baby off. Look how bright it is when she dropped the baby off. Look. Look where they find it. That baby be in that bag in the dumpster for a minute. Damn.
Scavenging for goods. It led to a shocking cold, wet
Hospital?
whimpering and freezing to death.
She could have took him to the hospital, took him to a church, took him
Put
somewhere.
it for adoption.
Other
Like, can't they help me? She can put it for adoption. What?
than throwing him away like a piece of trash.
Without a second thought, she cradled the baby and kissed its forehead, while the others called 911.
911, where is your emergency?
We just found the baby in the trash.
Is it breathing?
Yes, ma'am. He still got his umbilical cord. He's whimpering. He was not crying, actually.
Police soon arrived at the scene and
And
secured
like, she just had that nigga that day. So the umbilical cord stay on for like a week. So she literally just had to make it no more than like 2 weeks.
the bag and the CCTV footage as evidence. The baby was rushed to a hospital. Miraculously, it survived. Avila was
Crazy guy.
identified from the footage and brought in for questioning, where she admitted to her crime in great detail.
I put it in the bag.
It. You know, even referring to the baby as I put her, him. I'm calling the baby by its name. It. She called the baby it. That bitch is a devil. Man, homies, that bitch is the devil. I put it in the. I took it. Oh my god! What the fuck? I don't recall my dog it. I get mad when somebody call my dog it. My dog name is Bubbles. What was it? Oh, child. Who's inside of you for 9 months? You calling it?
Bag. I took it to the car. When I
She's smiling. Yo, this can't be real. This can't. She's smiling about it. She can't be real, bro. She gotta be in. This gotta be an NPC. This some sim shit.
I was in the car, I had 2 trash bags. I took one with me, which is the one that I had, and then
He's
I
smiling.
put it again, and then I drove around and I didn't know what to do, and I just put it in there.
Where'd you throw the garbage bag?
In the trash.
In the trash? Okay, did you lock it up? Seal it up?
With the hair tie.
I'm sorry?
With the hair tie.
With the hair tie?
But I don't even think it stuck because it was broke.
Put it there? Did you throw it there? What did you do?
What do you mean?
I mean, the
like
trash
in the
can.
trash? when I tossed it
Was it
in
a normal trash can? Like one of those that they pick up, the city picks up, or the bigger trash can, or what?
The bigger trash can be.
Oh, what kind of trash?
Avila said she put the baby amongst other trash, drove around for a while, and then threw the bag in a dump. Avila tried to justify herself by saying that she acted.
She put the baby in a trash bag that was full of fucking trash. She was already. What the fuck? It was trash already in the bag. The baby was in, and she put the baby that was in the trash bag inside the bag that was in the trash bag inside the trash can. What the? The deepest corners of hell where this bitch belongs. The
Out
deepest.
in a panic.
You wrap around a newborn inside a trash
In a
bag.
panic. I
This-
just turned.
This bitch is smiling. Oh my god! I just turned. Bitch, what? My sister had a baby at 15. I'm not praising it. I'd actually do me, but bro, this is fuck.
18.
Right.
And
This is fucked.
I'm in a panic. There's a baby in front of me.
It's fucked.
Avila
Could've been
also
fucking,
seemed to be
bitch.
under the impression that she didn't do anything wrong. Then, Avila made a bizarre statement, saying she was aware of her pregnancy, but didn't actually know that she was pregnant.
I found out I was pregnant yesterday.
Okay.
Because I heard it. The doctor showed me. I knew back in whenever.
Needless to say, authorities didn't buy her story and charged Avila with attempted first-degree murder
Okay.
and child abuse, resulting in great bodily harm. At her trial, Avila testified, saying she doesn't recall giving birth to the baby.
So this time around when you went to the restroom, what happened?
I delivered a baby.
How did that happen?
I don't remember.
She also claimed to be in shock and didn't remember disposing of the infant in the trash.
I was in shock. Like, how could this happen?
In fact, Avila said
was
the only thing
fucking-
she recollected from
had
that
the
day
legs up,
was
ugly
leaving the
ass
police
bitch.
station.
Prior
Big bitch,
to
big Peter Griffin looking ass bitch.
the police station and going to the hospital, you don't remember anything that happened in that space?
But the prosecution was having none of it. They made Avila admit to her crimes in front of the jury.
You can confirm that the video that this jury saw is of you throwing your own newborn into a dumpster. The contents of this bag were used by you, as seen in the video, to throw your newborn into the dumpster. Isn't that true?
That's the bag that was in the window.
And that's because that was you committing this crime, wasn't it?
Yes.
Even though
hell.
Avila maintained that she came to know about her pregnancy one day before tossing the newborn in a dumpster,
No, she just had it
Steven
that day.
Astorga, Avila's ex-boyfriend and the father of the abandoned baby, revealed both Avila and he knew about the pregnancy since April 2021, 8 months prior to the incident.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony
Hey,
you're
fuck that
about to
bitch,
give
him, bro.
is the
Look at your
truth,
baby.
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of law?
When did you first get the news that Miss Avila was expecting?
That'll be your big ass
Around
fucking big
April
bitch.
of 2021? April of 2021. And how did you
Still got that weird ass bitch straight.
by pregnancy test? And did you observe the pregnancy test, or did someone tell you about the pregnancy test? No, I observed it.
After hours of deliberation, the jury eventually came to an unsurprising verdict.
Verdict. We find the defendant, Alexis Nicole Avila, guilty of abuse of a child resulting in great bodily harm as charged in count 1, signed by the forepersons. We find the defendant,
No murder?
Alexis Nicole Avila,
Murder?
guilty of attempt to commit first-degree murder as charged in count 1, signed by the forepersons.
That's
At her
where I can start
sentencing,
crying now.
Avila addressed the courtroom, where she showed remorse for her actions.
I regret that I had to miss out on every first milestone the baby had and that I deprived him of motherly love. I regret that his first hours of life were traumatic, and I regret that he will always have this in the back of his head.
Before deciding her fate, Judge William Shoebridge made some poignant remarks.
You've given yourself a life sentence of knowing what you did with your child. And you've also given your son that same life sentence.
Ultimately, Alexis Avila was sentenced to 16 years in prison. As for the baby, he's now named Saul and lives a healthy life with his father's family. While the young mother panicked and made a rash decision that changed her life forever, how does it compare to intentionally crashing a car to kill someone? Like in the case of Mackenzie Sharilla, a double murder suspect in Ohio.
This was not reckless driving. This was
Fucked up. That shit was fucked all the way up. Damn. Hold on.
murder.
In the early hours of July 31st, 2022, surveillance cameras captured a Toyota Camry being driven around in Strongsville. Driving the car was 17-year-old Mackenzie Sharilla, with her boyfriend Dominic Russo sitting beside her, and their friend Davian Flanagan in the back seat. At first, the car made a normal right turn, appearing to be moving under the speed limit. Moments later, the unthinkable happened. Accelerating at over 100 miles per hour, the car veered off the road and smashed into the side of a building. The crash took the young lives of 20-year-old Russo and 19-year-old Flanagan. Miraculously, Sharilla managed to survive with only injuries to her legs. Even though it seemed like an accident, an investigation revealed that Sharilla had purposefully accelerated moments before the crash.
The prosecution is demanding a murder conviction because of evidence presented by experts that the gas pedal on the car was pushed to 100 miles per hour with 100% pressure without any attempts ever to hit the brake.
He said, fuck it, we all
she was
going.
arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder. At her trial, a trauma surgeon who worked on Sharilla's medical report took the stand. According to her report, Sharilla took responsibility for the deadly crash that killed her boyfriend and their friend.
It stated she, open quote, wanted to die, close quote, and that it was her fault for killing her boyfriend.
However, the defense admitted the crash was Sharilla's fault, but argued that she didn't cause it purposely.
You just said and read that Mackenzie said it was her fault, correct?
I did read those words.
That's what it says. It didn't say that she purposely killed someone, did it?
Those words do not appear in that note.
Okay. And whatever those words were, you weren't there to hear them.
That is correct.
They said no one would ever know what exactly happened in the car.
Okay, good lady right there.
We are really never going to know what happened in that car, much less prove by evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that she purposely drove that car. Purposely. It has to be established that at the time in question, there was present in the mind of Mackenzie a specific intent.
Dude, that bitch look crazy as fuck. That bitch look crazy as fuck right there. How she go from sad as fuck to... That bitch look... Oh, I ain't gonna lie, that bitch look weird. I think that bitch did it. That bitch did it, chat. Damn, she did that motherfucker. Nobody spoke.
A specific intent.
She holding back the smile type shit. She did that shit.
Her boyfriend Dominic Russo and her friend Davian Flanagan.
They also argue that there could have been a lot of factors that led to the crash.
Is it just kids being kids? Is it Dominic grabbing the steering wheel? Is it Mackenzie maybe speeding and say, oh my God, dark out, it's late, I'm coming up to this, I better do something, and she goes like that to avoid an accident, not acting purposely, but in fact trying to avoid it? Is it sudden acceleration, panic? Those are all possibilities.
Since it was a bench trial, the verdict was up to Judge Nancy Margaret Russo, who said Sharilla's actions were intentional and the teenager was aware of what she was doing.
The video clearly shows the purpose and intent of the defendant. She chose a course of death and destruction that day. Alone decided to push the pedal to the floor and demand the ultimate speed of that vehicle to 90 to 100 miles per hour.
The judge also said Sharilla wanted to kill Russo and Flanagan, and perhaps herself too, in the crash.
Whether or not she intended to also kill herself is a matter of speculation. They have no relevance.
She's trying to hide her smile. That's why she's doing this. That shit fake as fuck. She hiding her smile.
The Mackenzie Sharilla acted purposely and intentionally.
That bitch is evil.
In the early morning hours of July 31st, 2022, her purpose was to kill Dominic Russo and Davian Flanagan.
Eventually, Judge Margaret delivered the verdict.
The court, having had count one tried to pursuant to waiver, finds the
she heard. I
defendant
was hearing
Mackenzie
that time.
Sharilla guilty of murder
Oh, no.
to wit Dominic Russo in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.02A is charged in count one. Count two. The court, having had count two tried to it pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant Mackenzie Sharilla guilty of murder to wit Davian Flanagan in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section.
After sentencing, Flanagan's sister asked the judge to give Sharilla the longest possible sentence.
I would like you to give Mackenzie the longest possible sentence.
These
I've
four
known
headed
her
ass
for
bitch.
about 3 years, and actually, she's always taken the easy way out. She will be eligible for parole, while my brother will be gone forever. Thank you.
Russo's brother also took the stand, where he said Sharilla was the most selfish person he knew.
Nothing said or done here today can describe the loss or repair our lives after this tragedy. Kenzie's statement in the hospital to Detective Azu, "Can't you just take my license away for 10 years or something?" That statement is Mackenzie Sharilla. The most selfish person I know. Ironically, Dom was the most selfish person I know.
Sharilla too addressed the court and read out a letter she had written in a bid to get a lenient punishment.
The families of Dom and Davian, I'm so deeply sorry. I hope one day you can see I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken. I love Dom and Davian. We were all friends and Dom was my soulmate. I wish I could take all your pain away. And I'm so sorry. And to my family, thank you for the support and all the love you guys give. Thank you for fighting for me. I love you all so much. I'm done. Thank you.
Ultimately, Sharilla was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison for the murder of Dominic Russo and Davian Flanagan. While Mackenzie Sharilla could spend the rest of her life in jail for her actions, what happens when you have deep desires to kill?
The name is Ethan Crumbly, and I'm going to be the next one.
Like in the case of Ethan Crumbly, a mass shooting suspect facing multiple murder charges in Michigan.
We are all here because of me. My actions were because of what I chose to do. I could not stop myself, but I am a really bad person.
On November 30th, 2021, 15-year-old Ethan
crazy?
opened fire at his Oxford High School, fatally injuring several students and teachers. Ethan reportedly used his father's 9mm handgun and called 911 once he found the gun missing. Within minutes, first responders arrived at the scene. They evacuated everyone to safety.
Yeah, we're here. We're not willing to take that risk right now. We're not taking that risk right now. Okay, well, come to the door, look at my badge, bro.
Come to the door, look at my badge, bro. Come to the door, look at my badge, bro. There they go, stand up. Come to the door, look at my badge, bro.
Okay, well, come to the door, look at my badge, bro.
That nigga fat the fuck up. Look at this, look at them. They out that bitch. They out that bitch. Oh my, they out that bitch. Oh my, they out that bitch. Oh my.
Tragically,
They
it
got
was too
that
late
bitch,
for
they
3
know.
students who died at the scene. A
Rest
4th
in
succumbed to
peace.
his injuries later
Yo,
at the
that
hospital. Ethan was arrested shortly after the shooting.
Right? He's going to the deepest parts of hell. Ain't no God for you, nigga. First I'm praying to the devil. Got it right here in your car.
His parents were called to the station where they confronted their killer son.
I don't think he needs to have so many questions right now.
However, Ethan's only concern was his cat, Dexter. Apparently named after a
I'll be
psychopathic
hurt down
TV
myself.
character. His parents were shocked at their son's lack of remorse. Ethan was charged with first-degree murder and terrorism. At his trial, the prosecution laid out the seriousness of the case.
But everyone else is here in this courtroom today because this defendant made the decision to kill 4 other people and to take their lives instead of his own.
Ethan's journal and chilling text messages containing a list of things he needed for the shooting.
Oh, cockpit. You gonna burn that bitch up? They can't fucking write. Hero. Can't write ass. Pair of gloves, hat, jacket, mask. Now you'll stab niggas. On the what is it? Layers.
Including pistol mags, a mask, and a knife, were presented as evidence. Ethan had written his desires for the shooting in graphic detail.
Fuck. What life means. Oh shit. I will tell some close friends to not come this for this. Ooh. That means the real is right now. You better be close as fuck to them little weird things in the back. If the memes be accurate as fuck, bro. Like you low-key think they accurate, but you never think they're really accurate. But that shit, I will tell some close friends to not come to school. That homie, you in school right now. You better not be mean to that. Oh my god.
Tail.
But
So in the margin there, it says, I wonder what life in prison will be like. There's 1 9mm pistol, extra mags, and then to the right it says half blood, and the word underneath that it says fuck.
oh, it's like half blessing.
2 to 5 Molotov cocktails, 1 to 3 powdered, I believe it's NOS flares, pair of gloves, a hat, jacket, mask, knife.
Ethan also mentioned that he wanted his victims' parents to suffer.
I want.
That's what I'm saying now. No, wait. If I had my pistol, or have not say to poke their brains out, I would have just hoped their parents filled with sadness. Bro, and I shoot up in school. I hope that every parent of kids I gratefully murder will be so sad that they kill themselves. I want all of America to see the darkness in me, any hate and hate me. I want to impact the world with it. Going to record the shooting so when they show the video in court, everyone can see the children, friends dying.
For the parents to see their kids burn to ash and bawl their eyes out.
There were also mentions of a failed kidnapping.
This nigga is fucking crazy. I started working a plan. It was a plan to kidnap, rape, and kill her. I find out where she lived. Try to find out where she lived. She lived a 5-minute walk away from me. I just plan to break in, repeat the night and kidnap her with a industrial-sized garbage bag. Then take her to my basement for torture and rape her. Let her throw alive. I was so close to SLM, but fortunately, friend got me. Very. His handwriting is horrible as fuck, but it's crazy as fuck, bro.
Kidnapping and murder plan of a girl next door.
I started making a plan. It was a plan to kidnap and kill her. I talked to find out where she lives and found out she lives a 5-minute walk away from me. I made this plan to break in the BR bedroom at night and
Loki giving him what he wants though. He wanted to show the world how. I'm thinking, why the fuck you goes down? This is what he wanted. He wanted me to see. He even said, I want him to play the video in court. He see, giving him his that. I don't care. This shit, I'm fucking watching shit.
and kidnap her with an industrial-sized garbage bag.
A week before the shooting, Ethan did a bunch of Google searches about prison sentences in Michigan. One day before the incident, he recorded his thoughts and plans for the shooting.
Walk to the dividend between the boys and the girls' bathroom. I will have my fire jacket on, and I will walk around somewhere, and I will shoot a bullet in your school. I'm going to open fire on everyone in that hallway. The hallways are too jam-packed. I will try and hit as many people as I can. I will reload, and I will find people hiding. I'm going to teach them a lesson of how they're wrong.
Ethan went on to say how
This
he
is
couldn't
some
get the
super
idea
villain
of killing
Joker shit. What the fuck was on? This is some super villain shit, bro. This is some animal. What the fuck? It's real. Oh hell no! Y'all better be nice. Y'all niggas in high school and middle school, y'all better be nice to niggas that look like that. Y'all seen it in the notes. He said, I'm gonna tell a few close friends not to go to school that day. You see it in the notes, you better be. That was some super villain shit.
out of his mind.
I can't stop thinking about it.
His school principal took to the stand where she recounted how she desperately tried to save one of the victims.
It was crushing, and I had to help him. I just needed to save him for his mom, that I needed him to hang with me. I could taste his blood. There was so much blood. It was all over me.
Ethan initially pleaded not guilty on the grounds of insanity, since he had several chaotic meltdowns in custody. Oh God, why didn't you? While at one time he asked for help, on another occasion he kept yelling, "Oh God, why didn't you stop it?" and "I am sorry." A mental health expert said Ethan had a psychotic episode and deemed him mentally ill.
Someone who's saying, God, why didn't you stop it? And that's exactly how psychosis works. You engage in an action, and somehow you don't understand the outcome of the consequences. He's having a panic attack and a break with reality.
A school senior also said that Ethan was often bullied and picked on.
It was like, it's a shooting at the Oxford High School, and I was like, nah, this is a joke. He was like, no, bro, this is serious. Do you know any of the students? Do you know who this 15-year-old is who did the shooting? No, I do not know who he is, but I have seen him around the school, and he's a kid, you know, he's the regular kid that goes to school, you know. He's been picked on and stuff like this, so when a kid has been picked on and stuff, people's bullying him, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get this reaction.
However, Ethan later confessed and pleaded guilty to all charges.
Is it true that your actions on November the 30th, 2021 caused the deaths of Madison Baldwin, Tamir, Hannah St. Juliana, and Justin Schilling?
Yes.
At his sentencing, family members of the victims addressed the killer of their loved ones.
As I don't wish death upon you, that would be too easy. I hope the thoughts consume you and they replay over and over in your head.
While the mother of one victim wished for a worse punishment than death, the father of another asked the judge to sentence him to life.
I feel strongly that the individual should never be allowed to walk among his peers again. And this is why I'm going to ask you to lock this son of a up for the rest of his pathetic life. His blatant lack of human decency and disturbing thoughts on life in general do not in any way warrant a second chance. My son doesn't get a second chance, and neither should he.
A remorseful Ethan spoke to the victims' families and apologized for the pain he caused them.
My actions were because of what I chose to do. I could not stop myself. I am a really bad person. I really am sorry for what I've done, for what I've taken of them. I cannot give it back, but I can try my best in the future to help other people, and that is what I will do.
Ultimately, it was time to learn his fate.
Sentence of the court is that the defendant shall serve the rest of his life without the possibility of parole with the Michigan Department of Corrections, credit for 8 days served.
Ethan Crumbley was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus an additional 24 years. Later, his parents, James and Jennifer Crumbley, were charged with involuntary manslaughter for failing to secure the handgun and ignoring the warning signs of their son's behavior. Ethan had previously claimed that he paid James to buy him the gun which was used in the shooting.
Is it true that you asked him to buy the firearm?
Yes.
Is it true that you gave him your own money to buy the firearm?
Yes.
CCTV footage also showed Ethan practicing shooting with Jennifer at a local range with the same gun, just days before he killed 4 people. The parents fled after the shooting and were arrested while hiding in a friend's shop. Both were...
Okay. Shooting range. Can't blame him for that. I went to the shooting range. I take my 15-year-old son a gun is crazy. Taking him to the shooting range, I'm not really tripping. I give a 15-year-old a gun and I giving it to him.
Were convicted and sentenced to 10 years in prison. This was the first time in American history that a parent was criminally charged for a mass school shooting committed by their child. While Ethan Crumbley will spend the rest of his life in prison for shooting up his school,
they got 10 years.
What happens when a group of teens plan a horrific murder? Like in the case of Michael Bargo, who's on trial for murder in Florida.
The local teen was beaten, shot, mutilated, burned into ashes, and his remains sunk to the bottom of a local quarry.
Police said 18-year-old Bargo was the alleged mastermind of a murderous conspiracy where he recruited Amber Wright, her 16-year-old brother Kyle Hooper, and their friends Justin Soto and Charlie Eli, who were 20 and 18 at the time, to kill.
Oh shit, I gotta pee this shit. Interesting. Well, my dude, she used to be yapping her mouth on the beat. She had me something broken, but then to work it, and then all of a sudden, this yep. Got this slow, this keys my way over here.
Kill 15-year-old Seth Jackson. Reports suggest that there was bad blood between Bargo and Jackson. They both had a romantic interest in 15-year-old Wright. Police said Wright.
Wasn't they like 18 and 20? Hold on. Wasn't the niggas like 18, 20? Hold the
bottom of a local quarry.
Police said 18-year-old Bargo was the alleged mastermind of a murderous conspiracy where he recruited Amber Wright, her 16-year-old brother Kyle Hooper, and their friends Justin Soto and Charlie Eli, who were 20 and 18 at the time, to kill 15-year-old Seth Jackson. Reports suggest that there was bad blood between Bargo and Jackson. They both had a romantic interest in 15-year-old Wright.
So this 18-year-old killed a 15-year-old over a 15-year-old. I know you fucking lying. And then hit. Alright, so an 18-year-old was talking to a 15-year-old girl, right? He probably killed the 15-year-old girl boyfriend, her. She was talking to her nigga that was talking to her. But not only did he do that, he got the help from his 20-year-old homie or whatever, 18-year-old homie too. Then, oh my God, none of them niggas thought that, like, oh my God.
Police said Wright allegedly lured Jackson to Eli's house where the three boys brutally beat the teenager while the girls kept watch. Bargo then shot Jackson multiple times before burning his body in a fire pit. Jackson's remains were then dumped in a limestone quarry nearby.
Investigators are searching this abandoned lime pit on State Road 40 in Ocala. The Bellevue teenager was killed inside this Summerfield home Sunday night.
As Jackson's disappearance hit the news, Hooper crumbled and confessed everything to his mother, who called the authorities.
Yeah.
Bam. By the end of the week, I want to have at least 8 bodies.
Detective
Bitch ass nigga.
Are you gonna be honest?
Well, you can't. That nigga 15. You can't blame, bro. How you gonna do something in front of a young nigga like that? He looks sweet. He sounds sweet. Like, damn, what the fuck?
He has no. He actually confessed to me this morning. Okay. Tell me the story that you told your mom and start from the beginning, okay?
Okay. Yes, Seth wanted to talk to my sister. So later on, Seth come to the house. And I don't like the kid completely because he has put his hands on my sister.
Okay.
Okay?
Is he 18 and she's 15?
And I was like,
why is he at his parents let it?
You know what? And I hit him over the head with the stick.
Who'd you hit?
Seth.
Okay.
And he was in the chair.
Wait, who's Seth? Seth the 15-year-old. Okay, I'm sorry.
And I got in the kitchen. I said, now get the out the house. And then all of a sudden,
He just cussed like it's, but okay, I'm sorry. White people different. I got a homie. He got a white mama, and she let him because he was there. So white people different.
Here, bam. Mike sitting there laying bullets into him.
So you saw Mike Bargo shoot Seth?
Yes, ma'am.
He'll get accomplished for not for coming in too late. He came in too late. He get a charge. Back money, he get charged. He get something.
And he grabbed the body, put it into the bathtub, and then he was talking about how he was gonna burn it, and then there was a rock quarry over here by.
And mama gonna get charged too, cause that was a hit her house. Ain't no way you ain't seen nothing like that. Or see no blood. They ain't clean up that good. It was some evidence left behind in that house. That was in his house. It was some type of evidence. They took the body from their room to the bathroom. It was some type of evidence. Them teenagers is not cleaning up no murder scene that good, but you did not see nothing. What the fuck? She'll get charged too. She got to.
A Gander Mountain or whatever, and he was gonna jump the ashes or whatever into the rock quarry.
So he was gonna go burn the body and then take the ashes and put them in the rock quarry. Did he ever tell you where he burnt the body?
In the burn barrel at that house, because how I know this.
Oh, wait a second. At the burn barrel at Charlie's house?
It's not a burn barrel, it's a burn pit.
Police arrived and searched the fire pit and the quarry for Jackson's remains. All 5 were arrested and brought in for questioning. Then, Soto gave a gruesome description of how Bargo mutilated Jackson's dead body.
Who broke his legs and knees?
I think Mike did that.
Did you see Mike do it?
I was like right there in the doorway.
Even an 18 or 20-year-old, a 15-year-old nigga over some 15-year-old Gucci is crazy. For one, you probably gonna get raped on it. Oh no.
Did you help him with that?
No, I didn't help him with that.
All 5 were charged with first-degree murder. In court,
Told you
Bargo
that nigga
appeared
getting
with
told you.
injuries on his face, which, according to a witness testimony, was suffered while disposing of Jackson's body.
And what did he tell you happened to his face?
He just said, well, when I was burning that kid Seth's body, you know, I threw a paint can in and it blew up in my face.
The witness, who shared a jail cell with Bargo, said the teenager made a chilling admission to him.
He said he hit him over the back of the head with a 2x4, and then they lifted him up.
Why you don't be chatting to so silly? Don't be chatting to. So it's fuck it. This nigga was in jail with him. He was finna be cool. Look at this nigga on the stand. Rat, don't chat with your silly. Don't tell them nothing they don't need to.
Put him in a
You
recliner.
don't even know that nigga from outside. Don't chat with him. If this case his time reduced by don't do it.
And then started basically, you know, talking trash to him, and then he said when he was tired of it, you know, he pulled out a gun, just shot him 3 times in the recliner. So I guess they took the body from the bathtub once he was dead and bring him outside behind the house, and that's where they tried to burn the body.
Bargo's friend also testified against him, saying the teenager confessed to her the gruesome details of the murder.
He had drug him back in the house, placed him in the bathtub,
Just telling everybody.
and had beat him.
He proud of that shit.
And shot him twice in the face.
Let me stop saying that.
Ultimately, the jury convicted
Someone
Bargo
with some
of all
minor
charges
shit.
and handed him the death penalty.
Majority of the jury, by a vote of 10-2, advise and recommend to the court that it impose the death penalty upon Michael Shane Bargo Jr., dated this 27th day of August, 2013.
Bargo became the youngest inmate on Florida's death row. As for the other 4, they were sentenced to life in prison without any chance of parole. However, in 2020, Charlie Eli was released from prison after her murder sentence was overturned. While Michael Bargo's raging jealousy put him on death row, what happens when you claim to follow Satan's orders and murder someone?
I don't know what character he remind me of, but I see him in my first name. Where he's from. He gonna come up random as fuck and later watch. Look crazy as fuck though, like.
Зарезать ее, убить как?
Babe, everywhere.
От каких сомнений?
В себе.
Ну, а зачем вы так с ней расправились?
Потому что я должен. Себе должен. Я должен так себе. Я осознанно это делаю.
Like in the case of Leonid Greiser, who's on trial for murder in Russia. As per reports, 18-year-old Greiser killed his sister at their apartment in Moscow, claiming that Satan had ordered him to do it. Greiser was found naked with his sister's body covered with demonic symbols painted with blood. During questioning, Greiser was seen smiling and...
Yo, sis! Not only did he kill his sister, he probably did some weird freaky shit to her dead body. Russian
free of remorse.
Так с сестрой расправились.
Greiser asserted that he had to kill his sister to get rid of the doubts he had in himself.
Ну а что должен? Зарезать ее, убить как?
Нет, избавиться от сомнений.
От каких сомнений?
В себе.
Ну а зачем вы так с ней расправились?
Потому что я должен.
Police also found drugs in his apartment, which might have been a contributing factor. But Greiser said he was aware of what he was doing. In court, Greiser was put behind a glass cage to prevent him from escaping. But Greiser had other ideas, and his first attempt to escape was thwarted.
Crazy,
Greiser took the high road. He somehow managed to squeeze through the roof of the cage and tried to escape through the false ceiling of the courtroom. Stunned officers desperately tried to get to Greiser.
No fucking way, bro. What the fuck? This nigga, bro.
One of them managed to pull his pants down, but struggled to hold him down. Finally, more officers arrived and threatened to tase Greiser. Eventually, he gave up and crawled back into his glass cell.
This
and was
nigga,
asked to
bro,
pull his
what
pants
the
back
fuck?
up. When the dust settled, Greiser was handcuffed to prevent any more shenanigans. Ultimately, a judge sentenced Greiser to compulsory psychiatric medical treatment every 6 months. While Leonid Greiser failed to escape the law, what happens when the law gets it wrong? Like in the case of Carlos Jimenez and Zachary Tost, who are facing murder charges in South Carolina. According to reports, Carlos, Zachary, and Carlos's brother Daniel Jimenez were involved in a 2019 shooting outside Belton Woods' apartment in Anderson.
Police say it happened Monday night. Carlos was standing outside Belton Woods' apartments with his brother Daniel and Zachary.
Police said a car pulled up to the trio and shots were fired by both parties. Zachary was shot in the arm while Daniel tragically lost his life.
Brother was murdered. They
killed him in front of us.
Even though police were not sure who actually fired the fatal shot, both Carlos and Zachary were arrested and charged. At their bond hearing, when Zachary's bond was denied, he tried to make a case for himself.
Mr. Tost, I'm going to deny your bond.
Sir, please.
Can we please just talk, sir?
Talk.
Before you do that, sir.
Before you do that.
Sure, Miss Lieutenant, come on up and investigate a bond if you would come up, please.
Along with his mom, Zachary pleaded with the judge to reconsider.
Sir, it was self-defense.
Well, don't tell me.
I'm not trying.
He's not
I
a
just
flight.
want to go home.
He's not a
As
flight
soon as
risk.
they called me yesterday and told me they was coming to pick me up,
We
I got
cooperate.
All right, Miss.
You have no
you, Miss
worries
Tost.
of him being here. I will sign my life over for
Miss
you
Tost.
that he will be here in court.
Okay.
I'm just letting him comfort him know that he will be here.
Zachary claims that they were in fact the victims in this case, as Carlos broke down in the background.
We've got a situation here, Miss
Yes, because
Tost.
there are people out there.
We are the victims, sir.
They're the victims.
In this court right here.
His brother was murdered.
They killed him in
shot
front of us.
All right, I'm
They
going
shot
to
him.
suggest
And
to
those
you.
people have hands that run deep.
The judge held firm, but Zachary's
Mom,
mother
annoying
was not
fuck, shut
about
the
to
fuck
give
up.
up.
3 days is a long time. He has had his antibiotic now. Please, we will bring him here. His brother is here. We won't cause no trouble.
I'll be
Let him call us.
at my brother's house.
He'll be there.
The mother and son duo kept pleading their innocence, but the judge had a word of warning for them.
Everything's being recorded here. I
And
don't
I'm
want you.
thanking God it is.
Okay, but what I want to caution you about is anything you said here that might hurt his case can be used against him. So my suggestion is to hold all this till the preliminary hearing.
Ultimately, the judge denied bonds for both Zachary Tost and Carlos Jimenez. While Carlos Jimenez and Zachary Tost got a tough break with the law, how does it compare to shooting an officer of the law?
The officer
wanna
decided
know what
to take
happened.
Belton
What
to
the
the
fuck?
jail, but the teen became violent.
Like in the case of Jonathan Belton, who was on trial for murder in Michigan. Police said on December 28, 2008, Oak Park safety officer Mason Samborski pulled over Belton for a routine stop in Detroit. Upon learning that the 16-year-old did not have a driver's license, Officer Samborski was falsely led to a nearby apartment to meet Belton's mother.
He pulled Belton over on a traffic stop, and Belton somehow convinced the officer he had to get home to see his mom at her apartment.
Once there, Belton tried to flee and a struggle ensued, which resulted in the teenager shooting Officer Samborski in the head and killing him with his own service
That
gun.
nigga 16.
Belton was arrested and charged with murder and other gun-related charges. At his trial, a first responder said Officer Samborski had no pulse by the time he arrived.
Okay, and did you find any vital signs coming from Officer Samborski when you were doing that?
I checked for vitals first. I found no pulse and no breathing.
He also testified that the officer was bleeding from a wound at the back of his head.
What was the first location you noted that he was bleeding from?
There was a large wound in the back of his head.
The prosecution argued that Belton intended to harm and kill Officer Samborski.
The defendant either intended to kill Officer Samborski,
You shoot at somebody, that's
intended
what
to
you
do
gotta
great
do.
bodily harm to Officer Samborski, or knowingly created a very high risk of death or great bodily harm.
The defense responded by saying Officer Samborski shot himself during the struggle.
Johnny Belton never pulled any trigger of any kind anywhere.
Back of the
any
head.
place.
But Belton's girlfriend, who was present during the crime, took the stand and proved the defense wrong.
I don't care how wrong I am. That's he snitched on her nigga, bro. You big gap tooth bitch. You ugly. That's why your bangs fucked up. You ugly ass snitched on her nigga, bro. You ugly ass bitch.
And down on the ground, and Johnny standing on the side of him with the gun.
When you saw defendant Jonathan Belton with the gun in his right hand, could you tell?
How you snitch? You snitch? Oh my god. You supposed to be down, bitch.
Eventually, the jury found Belton guilty on all charges.
Murder of a peace officer. Guilty as charged of murder of a peace
I don't know. I ain't see nothing. I was
Count
panicking.
2, possession of firearm and the commission of a felony.
Good girl.
Guilty as charged of felony firearm.
At his sentencing, Officer Saborski's widow addressed Belton, saying she would never forgive him.
One day you regret what you did and realize what you could have done differently. You are alive and your family gets to see you and talk to you. We don't get to see or talk to Mason ever again. We get nothing but pain and wonderment of what our future could have been. Jonathan Belton, you shattered my happiness, my hopes, and my dreams, and for that I will never forgive you.
Belton was also given a chance to speak to his family.
I know what really happened. The Lord knows what really happened. I love you all to death. And I'm going to see y'all soon.
Ultimately, Belton was sentenced to life in prison without any chance of parole.
see y'all
However,
through my
the
ass.
sentence was later reduced to 40 to 70 years in prison due to a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that made mandatory life sentences for juveniles unconstitutional. While Jonathan Belton will spend most of his life in prison for killing a cop, what happens when a kid commits a heinous crime?
In 2009, Harris was 12 when his gun went off during an attempted robbery. Harris killed Trisha Babcock.
Like in the case of DeMarco Harris, who was in a juvenile court in Detroit, Michigan, facing murder charges. According to reports, Harris was only 12 when he shot and killed 24-year-old Trisha Babcock in the Rosedale
Damn.
Park neighborhood during a botched robbery attempt. Due to his young age, Harris was tried and convicted for the murder as a juvenile.
If DeMarco has successfully complied with all the terms of his probation by the 21st birthday, he will be released from the court's jurisdiction.
At his sentencing, Babcock's father delivered a powerful victim impact statement.
I'm never going to be able to give my daughter away on her wedding date. I'm never going to be able to hold her grandbaby. You took my bloodline. You took my little girl, Trisha. And people mention all the time in this court and the murder trials about a child. What about my child?
Harris was also given a chance to apologize to the victim's family.
I ask for forgiveness. I'm asking for forgiveness right now. Y'all ain't gonna forgive me. I did too much, I can say. Sorry for what happened to one of y'all family.
If my son go to jail to 21 or for the rest of his life, I know that will never, ever heal the hurt in your heart, heal the pain. I pray to God.
His mother also addressed the Babcock family, asking for forgiveness. Eventually, it was time for the judge to decide the 12-year-old's fate.
If DeMarco has successfully complied with all the terms of his probation by the 21st birthday, he will be released from the court's jurisdiction.
Safe to say, the victim's loved ones were not at all happy with the sentence.
This is a joke.
He has an opportunity to walk free at 21, which doesn't set well with me or any of my family members.
Now at 21 years of age, Harris was set to be released.
DeMarco Harris is now 21 years old and a free man.
During the hearing, Babcock's father once again made an emotional statement. Harris also read a letter addressing Babcock's family.
Remorse for the life of Trisha Babcock, a life lost. I am truly apologetic. I feel that I am a prime example of what rehabilitation looks like and absolutely deserve a second chance in society.
Since Harris had fulfilled all the conditions of his previous sentencing, the judge reluctantly released him.
No, I've been told that once he reaches 21, he's supposed to be cut loose.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about that.
While DeMarco Harris got the rub of the green from the
Oh,
law,
that he said,
what
fuck
happens
it,
when
you going to jail
kill
then?
your
I was
classmate?
fucked up.
I think of killing someone and I smirk. I like the sound of it.
the idea of causing pain on someone who's getting in my way or who's causing me pain.
Like in the case of Matthew
What the
Borges,
fuck?
who's facing
This
murder
nigga's
charges in
weird.
Lawrence, Massachusetts. According to reports, 15-year-old Borges brutally stabbed and decapitated his high school classmate Lee Manuel Viloria Paulino in November 2016. Police recovered the mutilated body of the 16-year-old along the banks of the Merrimack River. Surveillance footage revealed that Lee was last seen alive with Borges. Police later uncovered a robbery plot where Borges lured Lee out of his house. 4 teenagers stole his stuff.
Decapitate somebody,
Lee was
need
not
some
seen alive
brain.
again. Borges was arrested and charged with murder in the first degree. At his trial, the man who first discovered Lee's body took the stand.
As I approached, I got closer. I saw her really sniffing at a particular area. So I pulled her back, and when I looked, I kind of second-guessed myself. You know, I thought I saw a dead body, but I wasn't too sure.
Also taking the stand was one of the 4 teenagers who testified that Borges had later confessed to the savage killing.
He told me that he killed Lee and cut off his head.
Did he tell you how he killed him?
He said that he stabbed him.
Why he stabbed him in the throat?
Yeah.
Why did he say that?
Because he wouldn't shut up.
However, the defense argued that there was no physical evidence or motive connecting Borges to the crime.
No murder weapon. There is no tools to dismember a body. There are no fingerprints, there is no blood, there is no DNA.
But the testimony of Leilani De Jesus, Matthew Borges' ex-girlfriend, provided the jurors with a motive, where she said Borges would often get jealous of her and the victim. The prosecution also read out an entry from a journal the two maintained, which revealed Borges' heinous plans.
It's go chill with him at his crib alone, drink, smoke, and play it off. Kill him. Call JM and Scooby, tell him pull up, then take everything. Bring duffel bag, wear gloves.